Hi, this is Fumichika. Please call me Fumi. I'm an OpenLM customer support. Today, I would like to introduce you to how to upgrade from 5.6 OpenLM Server to version 22. First of all, I will install the 5.6. So this is the 5.6 license file. Now, I have the 5.6 OpenLM server installed. So 5.6 and Firebird. Can you see the DB type Firebird? So 5.6 and Firebird, and then assumingly you already have been using 5.6 and then having a lot of data in it. I will use the empty database to transfer migrate the Firebird database to MariaDB, but please assume that there is a data in it. Yeah. So I have another video talking about the data migration from Firebird to MariaDB, FP to MariaDB tool, embedded tool. But if you would like to use the external database such as MySQL, MSSQL, something like MSSQL, like you can use the data migration tool as well. I will show you a little bit, but I have another video, so you can refer to it. In this case, I will use the FB to MariaDB, this one. Yeah. So empty database created. So no, I mean like okay. Yeah, here, DB. This is the Firebird database. And then this is a license folder, and then 5.6. Yeah. So first of all, so I will transfer this Firebird database to MariaDB. Yeah, here from here. So go to PC, program 86, OpenLM, OpenLM Server, DB, FDB, then next. Oh yeah, so you have to run this as an administrator. Next. So MariaDB, like I installed MariaDB server in this computer. So database, you can name the database as you like. So I will call it like test 7. Oh, sorry. I think I installed the MariaDB like on the port 3307. No, 4000. Please let me check. So MariaDB 3307, sorry. So 3307. So this should be okay. So if there is a database called test7 already created in the database, it will be overwritten. But I didn't have any. Yeah, I will show you. No, there is no test7, so it's okay. So migration process is completed. So it was successful. So I will exit, and then if you open it, it's still Fireball database. So you have to use the OpenLM DB configuration, OpenLM Server DB configuration tool. So I created the MariaDB test7 test. Yeah, successful. Apply. So now it's a Maria database, and then test7. Yeah. So successfully migrated, and then if I refresh, yeah, test7 here. So if you are migrating to MySQL or MSSQL, you can use data migration tool, just like this. You can download it from the website, or like you can ask the support to provide you video and then documentation, and then download link of data migration tool. But I will show you how it looks like. So you can specify the source database from Firebird database to Maria database like this. Instead of the FB2 MariaDB2 embedded one, you can use this data migration tool as well. You can specify the database name and then host, uh, and then you can check connectivity. Then you can run it, data migration program. Yeah. So you can do the MSSQL as well. Yeah, MySQL, MSSQL. So now I will upgrade to a version 22. You can open up the easy admin. For some reason, like installation is not working. In that case, like you can run the post install again. Like here, OpenLM Server post install. Uh, Please do not mix it up with other post install tool. OpenLM Server post install tool. In my case, MariaDB and then localhost. Uh, Now, okay, I have to put the license file. This is the 22 license file, so I will cut it and then uh, paste it. Oh, sorry. Yeah. After that, you have to restart the OpenLM server. So it's a version 22, 2.21, and then DB type is MariaDB, and then make sure that you have the same version of database version. At the end, it will tell you the DB version. The database test 7 version 22.2.21. So this is OpenLM server version. It should match with the database version. If it is not matching, you have to do the in any case, like post install sometimes fails, so you have to run it manually. This one, post install. Yeah. And then DB configuration is just switching database, but post install will automatically do the switch to the new database after upgrading a database. So now successfully migrated to version 22. So I will install the identity service next. Identity service. Yeah. So for identity service, you need a separate database. So you have to create a new database. I will go to the Maria database. My Maria database. easy to see. Test7 is the OpenLM Server database, and then I will create the identity. So for MySQL, you have to specify the collection UTF-8 MB4 and binary. But for MSSQL, for MySQL and MariaDB, like you have to use UTF-8 MB4 and binary. But for MSSQL, the collection should be the CS, case sensitive, and the accent sensitive AS. So you have to choose CS and AS. For example, like Latin 1 and 100 or something like that, and CS and AS. Yeah. So after creating the database, I will specify MariaDB, and then so it will ask you it will give you the first login temporary password. You have to remember that admin123 exclamation mark, and then please press enter. So please type like so you will be prompted to change password. So basically the initially admin user will be created. I don't explain the details of the interface and all those features and functions, but basically I would like to introduce how to set up the identity service. So user and account, that the security things is separated into the identity service. So version 22, as you can see, anyone can access to EasyAdmin. Anyone can access to EasyAdmin. Like this, OpenLM user, so generic user. But if you would like to use the role and permission and user account with security, you have to install identity service. I will create the identity service shortcut. First of all, you have to enable the OpenLM server, and then yeah, like this. And then if you enable the OpenLM server, other components should be also enabled. So I will do it all together. So DSS, assumingly we install the DSS report scheduler service now, version 22. So report DSS 7026 report scheduler is 8888, and then service now is 505. Then save. Before saving, I will show you what I mean what they are doing behind the UI. Uh, okay. OpenLM Server, and then go to Bin. You have the app settings JSON file. Please edit it. I recommend you to use a FQDN here, Kestrel, endpoint, HTTP. Please use the FQDN, and then also when you are enabling the SSL, you have to modify here to HTTPS and put the certificate here. We have another document, but I recommend you to use FQDN. But in my case, this is a standalone computer, and they're not belonging to domain, so I'm using just a host name. And then if you see here, client ID and client secret, so identity service will generate the client ID and client secret. If it doesn't have client ID and secret key, you cannot access to easy admin. So I will show you. So if I save it, yeah, successfully updated, and then yeah, client secret and then ID is replaced with a new one. So now you have to restart OpenLM Server and then identity service, because OpenLM Server has to load up the client ID and secret key from that upsetting JSON file. See, this is like the user changed it to the admin, but I will show you. Once logged out, I have to use the account to sign in. So I will use admin. Then I can log in. Yeah, so now the identity service is working. The same system goes to DSS UI, and then DSS UI. This logic goes to the DSS UI and the report scheduler, and then service now. So I will show you where it is, like upsetting JSON file. DSS. DSS has the upsetting JSON file, so you have to open it. Yeah, so DSS, it also has the client ID as an secret key. and then go to the report scheduler. Report scheduler doesn't have the upsetting JSON file. Instead, it has the property file. So you open it, then make sure the client ID and then client secret is filled out. Yeah. Then external platform service now. Yeah, upsetting the JSON file. Here. So the same logic. I have to tell you, so from the upsetting JSON file or property file, you have to load up the client ID and the secret key. So every time you change the setting or something, like you have to restart those services. Okay, and then go to administration and system and security. There's an authorization. So OpenLM Server, DSS UI, Report Scheduler, ServiceNow UI. Other than that, we have a lot of components like a broker, like broker, DSA, agent, router, application manager, end user services. Yeah. So these components also need the client ID and secret key. But it's all separated from identity service UI. You have to do it separately from the easy admin UI. So please, like a broker, maybe you can type the license server machine host name here, but like this. So secret key is generated. So you can download the JSON file. This is broker JSON file. And then DSA. And then agent. Router. And then application manager. End user services. End user services is like unified browser UI for agent. So new agent and end user services for version 22. Yeah. So once you get the these authorization file, this authorization file includes the client ID and the secret key. without this secret ID and client ID, each component cannot communicate with OpenLM Server. So it means broker cannot communicate with OpenLM Server means like you cannot see a license usage. So you have to do this. There's the import broker authorization file. So please import broker authorization file and then check connectivity and then successful, then apply and then restart. Then now broker and then open server can communicate. And then the same thing is okay. Applications manager. Please go to the application manager. Then there is the program called auth2 authorization tool. Please open it. And then you have to you can manually type the client ID and the secret key, but you can import the authorization file. And then test. Then they can communicate. Yeah. So and then router. Router it's called change password. Import authorization JSON file. Router and then test. Yeah, connection successful. Apply. So router and the application manager broker has got the program to import the JSON file. But talking about agent, DSA, and end user services, it doesn't have those kind of program. You can just put this file under the folder of installation folder. Please go to the so for example, agent. Yeah, please paste it. Yeah, agent authorization file. This is it. And then end user service. The same. End user service authorization. And then DSA. Yeah. After these, it's better to, the same logic, you have to restart all the services. So, broker, application manager. Otherwise, the client ID and secret key overwritten into the file cannot be loaded up by the OpenLM server. So, restart. And the user services. router. Yeah. Yeah, basically that's it. And then now the all component can communicate to each other, mainly to OpenM server. If the communication is failing, you will see the error called invalid client. Invalid client in the log of each component. If you see that invalid client error, it means you are failing to configure the authorization JSON file for identity service UI. Yeah, here, here, or these JSON file. Yeah. So lastly, uh, maybe you might encounter the failure of LDAP synchronization. Sometimes, sometimes it fails because the OpenLM server is failing to read the client ID and secret key. If you restart the with OpenLM server services running, if you restart the DSS and then DSA, I think LDAP synchronization will succeed. So that's one thing to note. So yeah, I think that's it. So thank you very much. So if you have got any problem, please contact OpenM customer support. Thank you very much. Bye now.